Full time, Man City 1, Manchester United 2. Where are those? Where are those that were here when I was doing the match day live? I told you what? I told you that I'm smelling a United win because you're not having Garnacho and Marcus Rashford. And I said that. People were here. You can quote me. You can as well go ahead and obviously watch that video that I did towards the match day to start. And I told you that I'm seeing a win of Manchester United because I need to eat that. All we needed are two players that are playing as a number 10 with huge composure, and you saw what happened today. One of those players playing the number 10 position obviously won us the game of football, and it would have gone ahead to be one of those scoring first before he obviously converted a penalty. I'm talking about Bruno Fernandes, because when Mount got injured, Kobe Mainoo came on, and guess what happened? Bruno Fernandes was played as a number 10, and he was playing alongside Amadi Diallo. You remember that pass that was really given to him by Rasmus Højlund? It obviously would have gone ahead to result into what we call a very beautiful conversion for the club of Manchester United. But Bruno had a one-on-one, a 1v1 versus Ederson, and he missed it out. So smash the like button, comment and share. Man United have won their first away game against Man City, after a very long while, you understand. And Amarim has gone ahead to win his first away game for Manchester United. This is his third in the Premier League. His first one away was against Ipswich. Rashford scoring in the first minute of the game, and they leveled. It ended 1-1. Second game away was against the club of Arsenal. Amarim came in through and obviously had to lose to Arsenal by 2-0. And today was one of those days that we are all crossing our hands for a win. And guys, when I saw Rashford and Amadi and Garnacho out, I was 100% sure that we are obviously gonna go for this one. And you saw what happened. That composure that we've always gonna hit obviously complain for is the reason as to why today we've gonna hit to find ourselves into a winning rest, or into a winning position. So let's see close to 400 likes much of this video. I know very many people are really gonna be watching this video. Alfred, thank you for being here. Muyonjo, thank you for being here. Then I'm also having Amuda, thank you for obviously being here. Congratulations to Manchester United. Now Ruben Amorim has become the first United manager after Sir Alex Ferguson to win his first Manchester derby. That is it. It's a record set straight. That we'll be talking a lot more about it in what we call 5 things we learned from this beautiful game of football that was orchestrated at the Etihad Stadium. A derby that really came in a very fantastic way, all possible. When we played badly in the midweek, we played badly against Nottingham Forest, and guess what is going to happen? We've gone to obviously raise up our hand in this derby, and guess who won it for us? It's none other than Amadi Diallo. If you've been a fan of this channel for as long as it's lived, we signed Amadi Diallo in 2020. Even in 2020, I was not pleased with the loan of Amadi Diallo to Rangers. I was like, it won't work out. He came back, Ralph Rangnick gave him some time, and I was like, this is one of the players that should be given more playing time at the club of Manchester United. Loan to Sunderland, and guess what happened? He returned with a bang. So this boy is special, and I've told you that he is the player for the new generation of Manchester United. Most of the people looked at Garnacho, they looked at Kobe Mainoo, they looked at Rasmus Højlund, but none of those players is massively talented like Amadi Diallo. I think someone who comes close to him is all about Kobe Mainoo. I think Kobe Mainoo is in the same talent bracket. The wavelength of their talent is almost the same. So these players operate at almost the same frequency. You understand? So Amadi Diallo was really that player that every manager at Manchester United needed to use. Eric Ten Hag, at the beginning of the season, he used him and he made the difference in many games. And in those games when Ten Hag was sacked, Amadi Diallo was not given a chance. And I tell you, he was supposed to be that button. He would have gone to press to obviously change everything, and he failed to press it. So he's a special player. You've seen him today. In the first half, he was the only player trying. In the second half, you saw to it that everything that was positive that we got in this game of football that came close to us scoring, it had the name Amadi Diallo written all over it, and that makes him one of those players that is gonna be very important into this game of football. But his goal today was really great. And you remember when you're going to go ahead to play at us, when I told you that if we had Kobe Mainoo, Lisandro Martinez in that team, I told you would have gone ahead, obviously, go ahead and obviously win that game. Didn't I tell you so? Now, who was responsible for that winner, that pass, that resulted into United winning that game of football? It was Lisandro Martinez. That's what you get from a technically gifted player like Lisandro Martinez. He's just one of those players that is really immensely talented, and people have gone ahead, obviously, downplay his efforts, but I've already told you that he's the best left-sided centre-back in the Premier League. And if I tell you an Arsenal fan here, and you're really listening to this, and you're like, Rokan, you're lying. Yesterday, where was your left-sided centre-back? Could he do this? Let me show you. Could he do this? Look at it. This is the pass that Lisandro Martinez went ahead to make, and really saw Amadi Diallo, make a run in between these two central defenders. This is Diaz and this is Vadio. For your information, these players are very fast. You understand? They are immensely fast. They are ultra quick. And it shows you that when he really went ahead, obviously, get hold of this ball. I'm talking about Lisandro Martinez, the man in here. He really saw the run of Amadi Diallo. And when he saw that run, he obviously elevated that well-calculated ball in here. Ball over the top, And you even remember was it the second goal that I think Garnacho scores against Man City as we beat them in the FA Cup final? It was a ball over the top. The defenders collided. And guess what happened? We went ahead to obviously score the second goal that really gave us a win and really lifted the FA Cup. Now, look at Lisandro Martinez. Look, he elevates this pass, well calculated. Amadi Diallo gets it. And when Amadi Diallo gets it, see what he does. He obviously rounds the goalkeeper. After rounding the goalkeeper, he faces the empty net and buries that ball into the back of the net. That is the beauty of Amadi Diallo. He is such a wonderful player. And for this goal, I was like trying to hint out the importance of Lisandro Martinez. And I've gone ahead to see very many stories that United are willing to obviously sell Lisandro Martinez. And I'm like, who is really putting out these stories? Who is putting out these stories? Do you know the player you're talking about? How many players in the world are confident and comfortable on the ball like Lisandro Martinez? And even before, he obviously came up with this attempt to obviously release Amadi Diallo. You remember what he did? He put in a very beautiful cross that found Kobe Mainoo, and Kobe Mainoo found himself in a position of really heading that ball over. You understand? So that is the beauty of Lisandro Martinez. And this is why, when you're playing against Arsenal, I was very insistent that I was very hesitant that it's hard for us to obviously collect the game. It's hard for us to collect a win if we are not really having these players, because they are really comfortable on the ball. And I told you always that iron sharpens iron. You get? If you're really having quality players, it's very easy to beat teams like Man City, because all you need are those players to obviously be given the ball. Not very many times, because we never had the ball in threatening areas against Man City a lot, But you saw to it that when it mattered most and we got those balls in, you saw what happened. We obviously tore them apart. Against Arsenal, it would have gone ahead obviously be like this. And Amadi Diallo is not a usual kind of player. Let me show you why he's one of those players that is really unusual. If you think he's usual, give him time. That's what I can tell you. If you think he's usual, give him time. You remember what he did, and he pressed against Everton. And I told you that against such big teams, it's very hard to obviously get such chances. And today, his runs, those unending runs, have resulted into him getting Matthias Nunes obviously doing a sloppy pass. He runs into that sloppy pass, and when he runs towards that sloppy pass, and guess what happens? He wins the ball. When he wins the ball, the goalkeeper comes out to obviously stop him, and Ahmad sees Nunes coming in through. And when he saw Nunes coming in through, he scanned him using his side mirror. He knew to it that he's coming all. Then he went ahead to obviously losing a little bit, but knowing I'm not going to be losing the ball. And you saw how this guy fell into him. He fell into him, forward him in the 85th minute, and guess what happened? Ahmad was really brought down in the 18 yards box area. And when he was brought down, it was a penalty. And guess who took it? It was Bruno Fernandes, who sent this goalkeeper the wrong way, and it was 1-1. So you can't say anything about this game of football, or anything, without including the name of Amadi Diallo. He's a super talented guy, and everyone who really doubts him is going to come up and obviously acknowledge him and what his ceiling of a talent is really going to be, because he's a special quality player, and he has gone ahead to show us how good he is. And you know what I told you? We can obviously get a win from this because of Rashford and Garnacho's absence. And guys, those are players, if they're not willing to change, they should leave the club of Manchester United and go. Now, can the club offload Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho to get better players? That is the most important bit of it all, because if you offload Marcus Rashford, you can get in a Gyökeres, you know. When you get in a Gyökeres, you know, that means you're having two center forwards in Rasmus Højlund and Gyökeres. You get? Then for Zexi, he can play behind those two very well. So that shows you that when you offload two of those players, you can get money to bring in a Gyökeres, you know, or a Vlahovic, or Alan Alexandra Isak. You understand? So I think we need to offload those two and get in a proper striker that will obviously take us places as a club of Manchester United. But going to the game, the goal we concede, it also has an Amadi Diallo written on it, and you don't blame Amad Diallo for it, because that ball that was really put into by Kevin De Bruyne, it really deflects a little bit onto the player called Amadi Diallo, and it goes into the vicinity of none other than Jesco Vardio, and Jesco Vardio heads it home to obviously make it 1-0 for the club of Manchester United. You understand? So that is the problem with Manchester United. In all what we've gone ahead to do, we really never went ahead to obviously defend on well, but I think it was like something coming, and we all anticipated that United could obviously do something better into that beautiful game of football. But playing from behind, it was really great. We could really beat through, all pass through the press of Man City. Man City tried to press us high up the pitch, and we did the needful. Haaland was really taken out of the game 100%, and I would give Ruben Amorim credit, the biggest credit for this game, and why we went ahead to win it. It's because the manager came up and made a decision to drop Marcus Rashford and Garnacho, and he never even put them on the bench, because when you are having them on the bench, there is pressure that comes onto you when you don't really put them on the pitch. But he was like, I don't need you for this game of football. You've been playing badly. Next time, do better. That is it. And he saw to it that even when Mason Mount really got off, the manager was like, let me get on Kobe Mainoo. And I tell you, if Rashford or Garnacho was on the bench, the manager would have gone ahead, obviously, take off Mason Mount and get on Garnacho or Marcus Rashford. And my only worry is, can the manager, Ruben Amorim, keep this long, right? Can he keep this long? and not really include these players into this system, because if you want this system to be very effective, you don't need players like him, like Garnacho and Rashford. They're the ones I'm really referring to. You need well-suited players for this system that will obviously get us up and running. So, kudos to Ruben Amarim. He has beaten City. I know City hasn't gone ahead to be at their best, but I tell you, even when City was not at their best, it was very hard for Manchester United to beat them in the recent 6, 7, 8 years. They had bossed us in that City, and every time, most of the times, 95% of the times we played and the game ended, Manchester was painted blue. And now, Manchester has been painted red. You understand? I told you the difference in the win that Ruben Amorim got in Portugal was he was playing at home, and this time he's playing away. And I told you how I wanted us to stand, and he went ahead to obviously absorb that City side, and City never created very many threatening chances, meaning that we defended very well. I liked the way Harry Maguire came up and obviously defended. And by the way, I've always told you that Harry Maguire has gone ahead to play his best football at Manchester United under Erik ten Hag and under the regime of Ruben Amorim. He's been looking good, Under Erik ten Hag, he looked good, and even under Ruben Amorim, he has gone ahead to look good. And he has been played 90 minutes. It shows you how important that was, and shows you how good Maguire was, and the way he handled Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland was frustrated because he never really had an eye at the ball. He couldn't obviously find himself doing anything with the ball. You understand? So, that was courtesy of Harry Maguire. And now, when he was frustrated, he obviously wanted to start bullying Harry Maguire and maybe get to his head. And Harry Maguire was like, I'm more stronger than you. You cannot come anywhere close near me. You understand? So, that's what the side of Harry Maguire really brought into this game of football. And I think the manager is really coming up with his starting 11. And it looks like Bruno Fernandes is going to be one of those players that is not going to be played as a number 10 in most of the games, provided the players he believes can play into that number 10 position are really available. You understand? He started the double pivot and really gave him a very good goal. So, that is how everything really went on at the club of Manchester United, and we put in a very beautiful shift. I think even us coming from behind, on Thursday, we came from behind. You get 2-1. Even today, we came from behind to win 2-1. So, I like that spirit. I like that spirit that never say die, because the players keep hoping for the best. And as they keep hoping for the best, they obviously keep pushing, and it's sort of it that the substitutions again that the manager made obviously had a very huge hand into this win. When Anthony came on, you saw to it that he was holding on the ball, and obviously his end product was really great, And where did it obviously make it hard for the side of Man City? On two players, Leny Yoro and Joshua Zirkzee. Why Leny Yoro? When you bring on Leny Yoro, do you know what that means? It means that we can now play what we call a full high press, because you now have a fast tracking back defender. And you saw to it that when Leny Yoro came on the pitch, we were all over Man City. We are into their half, because we noticed that we have a player with a pace that can obviously match any of their forwards that could obviously pass by Maguire or Lisandro Martinez. Leny Yoro could obviously do that. And the tactic of getting in Joshua Zirkzee was all about United not having a focal point that is really constant. Meaning that Bruno could run into that area, Ahmad could run into that area, even Joshua Zirkzee could run into that area. And if at all you remember those minutes when they brought them on, those players were really running, doing those X runs, doing those X runs. Let me show you that into this goal that Man United really goes ahead to score. Let me show you this run of Amadi Diallo and how confusing it became for the side of City that they couldn't obviously handle it, because you don't have a constant figure there. You understand? There is no constant player that is obviously going to be there to mark. You understand? Let me try to obviously flash it onto the screen and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, Look, you see, as it is, see where Joshua Zirkzee is. He had made a run here, you know. He makes a run to obviously see to it that Ruben Diaz moves his attention from any other player to obviously track his run. You see, he's really making this run here. You get? Then look, Ahmad, who is expected to be playing in here, like to be in the wide areas, you know, sneaks into Vadio, you know, and is it Nunes? Vadio and Nunes, you know, he sneaks into these two. So this is why this guy was brought in here, to obviously create space in here. And this goal, I know it is one of those moments that the manager really went ahead to obviously tactically view and really understand that he can do something, because he needed to really do the needful, because we had gone ahead obviously gate possession and did everything, and we couldn't obviously break them down. But how do you break them down to get the winner? It's through this long ball over the top. Zirkzee makes a run here. You see, Diallo is here. Kyle Walker is like, let me track Diallo. Look at this guy in here. You know, this is Ruben Diaz obviously trying to run, to obviously try to track the run of Joshua Zirkzee. You understand? Then we are having a player standing here. You know, so Ahmad makes this run in here, and he really does the needful. I think this is Ahmad, right? Ahmad is here. Is this Ahmad? Let me see this very well on the video and see how it really went ahead to obviously happen. Where was Ahmad Diallo? Oh, Ahmad is here. Ahmad is here. So that's how the run was made, and it resulted into United winning this beautiful game of football. You know? So those runs were really great. And if Katoli continue to obviously be performing like this, we are really going to be one of those elite teams that are really going to be hard to beat, because we can break down any team anytime we feel like we want. So that is Manchester United for you. And the tactics of the manager, I think I'm going to be breaking down, because if I'm going to tell you how Amarim turned around this game of football, we can really sleep here. But good enough is that we've registered a win. It's really one of those wins that has been hugely waited for. And one thing I want is the manager to obviously get time to train these players. And how does he get time to train these players? It's by us. Sorry, it's by his team winning, and the media gets off him, because he was really calling in a lot of pressure, losing 2 games consecutively. You understand? And in his history, he has never gone ahead to obviously lose 3 games in a row when he was a manager at Sporting Lisbon. You get? And this time around, he has even denied it and said no way to this, and he did it a very good job. Then the other last point before we go into the stats of the game was the period in which we obviously killed off the game. 88th minute, we level up the game. You understand? And 2 minutes later, we get the winner. Meaning that the mentality of the players of Manchester United was to fine-tune that if we level, we can get the winner. And they were like, we've gone ahead to level up this game. We can obviously win this game of football. And that's what exactly happened under Manchester and under the lights of Etihad. And congratulations to the players of Manchester United and Ruben Amarim. Please, I want him to succeed. You know my reason? Because I'm fed up of seeing these managers sacked in their 3rd year. You get? That 3rd year curse should be broken under Ruben Amarim, and the ruthlessness should obviously continue and continue and continue and continue high. So let's go to the team stats. Man City had 10 shots and Man United had 10 shots at goal. Both had 3 shots on target, and those 3 shots of Man City, 1 crossed the line. For Manchester United, only 2 crossed the line, and we won it by 2-1. And for the possession, Man City had 52% possession, and Man United had 48% possession. Then 491 passes were completed by Man City. United completed 467, meaning that City completed 24 more than Manchester United. The passing accuracy was 86% for Man City. Then for Man United, it was 88. 5 fouls by Man City, 11 fouls by Manchester United. That means that we fought a lot and both sides got 1 yellow card. You understand? And Manuel Ugarte, guys, he was one of those players that really did a lot of work into that midfield through his interception, brilliancy, and blockages, and really stopping play, breaking play sometimes when they really attacked us, and obviously called in for cheap fouls that I obviously went ahead to love. That was a good game reading coming in from Manuel Ugarte. Then, no red cards were issued to both sides. 0 offsides to Man City and 6 offsides to Manchester United. 8 corners to Manchester City and 2 corners to the club of Manchester United. Then, let's get to the table standings and see where is United right now. As we speak, Liverpool 15 games, 36 points. Chelsea 15 games, 31 points. They are playing right now. Arsenal are really have played 16 games. They're having 30 points. Nottingham 16 games, 28 points. Man City 16 points. 16 games, 27 points. Aston Villa 16 games, 25 points. Bournemouth 15 games, 24. They're really playing, I think, Southampton now. Fulham 16 games, 24 points. Brighton 16 games, 24 points. And Brentford 15 games, 23 points. Then Newcastle 16 games, 23 points. And Man United 16 games, 22 points. And now, how many points are we off the top 4? We are 6 points off the top 4 placed team. And I told you last time that I was really very, very, very agitated when we lost against Nottingham Forest. Do you know why? Because all I knew was Man United, if we had those 3 points in our pocket, would have gone ahead to be 25 points. 2 points behind City, 3 points behind Arsenal. You understand? So that game, those points that we dropped were really very important for the club of Manchester United and what we are supposed to be putting up on the field of play. So, all in all, I would like to congratulate everyone, every fan of Manchester United for obviously being patient, and let's give this manager time. Let's not pile pressure onto him. Let's just give him what he deserves, and what he deserves is none other than time. Alfred Kenny says, good job. There is those players who play for the club, not for the money, as some of them do. This is a player needed in this big club. Congratulations to the players and the staff, especially the head coach. Yeah, this is really a very big boost. If at all you are Ruben Amarim and you've lost your previous 2 games in the Premier League, this is really a boost-giving run. Alfred Ken, Viva Amadi Diallo, you always be there when you are needed. What a comeback, all right. Henry Muyonjo, well done, boys. Ahmad is world class. Then Adam says, congratulations to the United fans. Then I'm having Chinedu. I'm happy for the substitutions. Yeah, the substitutions were really great, and I went ahead and explained them. I'm having Mapari. God bless United. All right. Then Rojo Ahmed. I'm so happy for Man United. All right. Man United is red. All right. Ricardo Fernandes. Amarim. Yeah, Amarim. We played really well. And so to it that we are really having a very good style of play, and these players are really very, very good on the ball on it. Joseph Titus, Aaron Sese, glory Man United. Alex Jigba, honestly, I predicted for Man United to win over City in one of the programs this afternoon before the kickoff. All right, thank you. Joseph Titus, Ahmad is a monster, very good player. Musingo Jafali, Man United won the trophy. Not really. It was not a trophy. It's a game of football. Godod Muhezi, the way how United was playing, I could believe that they can win this game. But we played the same when you're playing against Arsenal, but we never won. You know why? Because of 2 players, that is Garnacho and Marcus Rashford. Chinedu says, benching Rashford and Garnacho is a good record that Amorim has to keep. Eric Ten Hag can never do that. Yeah, he never did that. And you know how much I slated Eric Ten Hag on really not getting those players off the pitch. And remember my words very well, that if he doesn't really get rid of Garnacho and Rashford plus Bruno Fernandes because he was playing badly, he was going to get sacked. And that's what he got. Eric Ten Hag, all right. I'm having Abdul Menan. Ten Hag has made we United fans not enjoy Ahmad in his era and let him down. Guys, I think we should be considerate. The first United manager to trust Amadi Diallo and give him minutes was Eric Ten Hag. from the end of last season, beginning of this season, but in the last 5 games of Erik ten Hag, I don't know what went wrong in between him and Amadi Diallo. Never played him in the game of Aston Villa, no game in the game of Porto, and very many other games that followed up. So I think he gave him time, but I don't know what really went wrong with him. Hasimwe Dennis, Ahmad, 9 goals involvement in 9 games. What a brilliant boy. Good game selection from the coach. All right, I really give Amarim his flowers for what he has gone ahead to do. Chikwado Stefan, I'm so happy because I predicted United 3 and City 1. All right. Moses Raboni, glory Man United. You thanks Aradi for your good work. All right. Isa Ronald Aradi, I predicted right. All right. Yeah. Thomas Donko, greetings from Ghana. Ahmad is our Messi. I don't want us to obviously let him to Messi. Let him make his own legacy. Let him write his own legacy because he's really having a clean canvas to write on. Apolot Isaac, Ahmad is super talented, obviously. Chinedu says, yes, Ahmad is a Messi and he's gonna do more and more and more. Let's not pile pressure on this boy by comparing him to Messi. Let's just give him time. Azato Nani, good evening, RD. This Man United, we can see that Amorim want to do good players rounds. All right. Demus Mamoli, Rashford and Garnacho should be worried now. We need a better number 10 too. Yeah. Nachton Esther, today I have appreciated the boys. Thank you for obviously appreciating the boys. I've gonna have to appreciate the boys. But for me, I knew we are gonna put up a very beautiful display because the manager had dropped the 2 problems that this side of Man United really has in Rashford and Garnacho. Jigba, honestly, I predicted for Man United to win. All right. Rokani, hi, what a win. Asimwe Hillary, we lose. All right, thank you. We can see the work rate of Amorim. All right. Happy Sichinga, Ahmad has United DNA. Doku was well pocketed by Mazarawi. Guys, the fire looks brilliant. Amorim is the right coach for United. Guys, let's give him time. Let's give him time. Even when Solskjaer came in through, same words were thrown. Mourinho came in through, same words were thrown. Erik ten Hag came in through, same words were thrown. So guys, let's just give him time. Let's just give him time. Let's not pile out of praise. Let him really rectify the wrongs at Manchester United and really continue to do what we expect from him. Allow Dickens, glory Man United. Godfrey says, God bless Amorim to continue ahead at Old Trafford. That's what I want. I want him to be here as long as he can live. Even if it's 10 years, let him be here for 10 years. And for him to be here for 10 years, he needs to obviously put in consistent performances. Muzamiru Gaddafi, Ahmad means the praised one. Really, this man made my night. All right. Katinisa, hey, already, hey, Katinisa, Yeko. Ahmad Todi was real got. All right. Silva Nyait, what a game, guys. Happy. Sichinga, this is true United character. Even in those days, could win in such dying moments. Obviously, the Fergie time. You remember it very well. Olport Charles, what a player, Ahmad. If it was Rashford or Garnacho, they would not score that winning goal. Our record is conceding in set pieces, is continuing. Why? I think that will be worked upon. That will work. And by the way, that ball just deflected off Ahmad and it came off the direction that the defenders had obviously read it in through and Onana. Silva says, I wish my coach can contribute, remove Rashford in the squad. That's what you're supposed to do. And they should obviously sell him early in January to avoid all his disruptions through his media and PR machines. Peter says, Ahmad, my hero. Omkunle Bernard, good evening, bro. I still have hope on Anthony. By the Anthony really is looking good. The previous 2 games, I see Anthony really trying to look good. And if at all the manager can mold out something different from him and really get him back to those prime years of him at Ajax, I think Anthony will be really very important. Moses Henry, Arsenal fans, we wanted you to win. All right. John Romeo Dida, congratulations to United. Thank you, Ahmad, for serving Amorim. Yeah, thank you. Lamo, Amorim really needs sufficient time to figure the problems at Manchester United squad. All right. Moses, congratulations, United fans. Silva says, unbelievable luck by coach. What a coach we should stick with. All right. Raven UG Media, I feel Man United is back. Viva United and Man United is red. Muzungo Edward, United will make it very soon. All right. Masa Chimuna, Amorim must work on set pieces, but I think the work has been done. But I think that deflection from Amadi Diallo as Kevin De Bruyne really delivers that ball, you know, I think that was the problem. Bashir Sendagide, South Africa, thank you for watching in through. Then Omsala Emma, good evening, Papa. Well done for the great work. All right, thank you. Silvoniate, take me home to the place. I belong to Old Trafford. Take me home to see United Road. All right. Amutu Sunday, Anthony really need game time. Eddie Rita, let Ahmad start all the games. United shall improve. Oburu Emmanuel, Amarim is a genius. All right. So thank you very much for obviously watching in through. But United have gone ahead obviously win against City in a very, 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 very impressive manner. And I tell you what, it's really one of those moments that I feel proud of benching Rashford and Amadi Diallo. And I've said this on several occasions, not so? So, it has been done, it has gone ahead to bring on results, and now, those people who say that I slate players, I slate them on purpose. I slate them on purpose. That is it. And lastly, this charity show took place yesterday, but for us, we are still trying to really gather funds for this charity show because we want to obviously send this money before this year ends on. So people, we are really looking in for money to buy pads and mama kits for mothers and sisters in Eastern Uganda. So if at all you feel like you have all what it takes to be part of this, just go ahead and obviously call me on +256 703 244 292. And the rest will be history. So that's what we are up to. We are having a charity event, a charity cause, or a cause that we need to obviously respond to. Then I'm having Oladapo, very good player, Ahmad, my man. Then Atugonza Sam, Aradi. Why is it that when United is playing big teams, at least they try to play well? No, but I think they've played well. But the problem has always gone to be in the Garnacho and Rashford factor. Those two players are very selfish. They are very selfish. That's their problem. They are very selfish. And the more, if they return them in the game of Tottenham Hotspur, it's going to be a different story altogether. Because they are selfish. That is it. They are very, very, very selfish. Those players are very selfish and they don't play what we call a team game. Yet in the modern game, you're supposed to play a team game. And in the positions where they play, that's where composure of the highest quality is needed. Now, when you're having them on the pitch, you'll move the ball from the central defenders through the midfield to them, and it will die. The creativity will die there. But when you're having an Ahmad there, or a Bruno Fernandes sometimes, it's a different story altogether because they'll try to do a lot and really put in a very big shift altogether. So that's why we play better without them. And I think you should rephrase your question that why is it that United plays well without Rashford and Garnacho? You know, that's how you're supposed to rephrase that question. You know, I think without them, we are going to play better. You understand? With them, we're obviously going to play bad because this system doesn't suit them. They are out wide players, you know, and if Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Omar Berada, and Jason Wilcox have watched this game very well, they should obviously listen to the manager and back him and tell him, please, if it means you not really getting them back into your team, please don't. That is it. That is it. In January, if someone can offer us some good money, let's obviously sell them off. Let's sell them off. Let's offload them because they are not going to make us any better. You know, especially when you're really having managers like Ruben Amorim who are really very, 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 very strict on how we play and how the players should suit into his system. So that is it, and I think we call it quits for now. I'm really going to be returning with their player ratings, recording them, and obviously uploading them onto our channel. So guys, Oburu Emmanuel, big brother, I believe it's time. We should cash in for those two. Yeah, that's it. Their time is over at Manchester United. They should be sold. Sentongo Philip Pius, truly Amorim needs time, and I believe he'll do wonders. Ahmad is superb, and Anthony also needs time. Thanks, already. All right. I've already gone ahead to highlight onto that. Abraham is Zeng. Ahmad Masterclass, Martinez and Maguire today played best of 3 game for Man United. Late contribute in the pitch. Mazarawi, Happy B for Manchester United from Nigeria. All right, thank you for watching from Nigeria, my Nigerian friends there. Amutu Sunday is my first time winning money for Man United. You had betted, right? So, United has gone ahead to win. And guys, thank you very much. I sign out for now. See you later. And I'm going to be posting their player ratings. And hope you